everyone. How are we all doing today? I'm pretty excited for this stream. Are you guys excited? This is going to be a really big milestone today. So let's get right into some Fusion development, shall we? So I've not done too much since last time. I've set up our file for today. We're going to be doing some actual real UI work using Fusion for the first time. How exciting is that? But apart from that, I've only done a few minimal changes. I've cleaned up some of the type definitions for luau types, and also I added a small little thing called ref. So I'll just demonstrate what ref does quickly, because it is something I added in. It's quite simple. So let's say I have a state object, say local state equals state, whatever. We'll just have it have a default value of nil. Why not? And what you can do when we do, for example, new, folder or something, just some new instance using the new function. If we do ref equals state, like this, if we were to print the value inside of state after that call, it basically just will come out with folder, right? So what ref does, it will take the instance being created by the new function, and it will put it inside of whatever state object you want it to. And that's all I've done, really. Everything else is practically identical. Yeah, so really, I haven't done a whole lot since the last stream, because we haven't really needed to. We're basically ready to go. So without further ado, let's just read chat quickly. Finally early to one of these streams. That's good. Pog, good, hype, very cool stream. Thank you guys. So, without further ado, let's build a UI. So what we're going to be doing today, I'll just open up Figma quickly. So it's opened on the other screen. Fantastic. We go to LTOP Suite Components. We are going to be taking a look at building a reclass-like UI. It's a bit of a mess right now. I've been kind of working on it a bit, but we're going to be building a UI like this, which you'll recognize from the reclass plugin. And the reason why is because this is generally a pretty good test of whether the framework can handle all the core bits of UI that it needs to, because it has dynamic lists, it has calling out to external Roblox functions and all that other sort of stuff, like global and local state management. So we're going to be working towards this today. Now it's not going to have any animations, it's not going to have lots of visual eye candy stuff, because that's not been added to Fusion yet. Obviously, we're still working with fundamentals here, so we just want the basic UI to work. But by the end of this stream, we should have something like this running in Fusion, and it should be pretty cool. So, without further ado, let's do that. So the first thing we're going to need to do, we're obviously going to need to create some kind of screen GUI. So actually, if we go over to Roblox Studio, I'm just going to... What size should we choose? We do plugin, and we will fit to window. There we go. And we'll just turn off that. Cool, so we got Roblox Studio set up with the correct resolution. So what we're going to do, we just need to create a screen GUI, like so. And we're going to parent it to the player GUI, just so we can see it on the screen. And we're going to need to set up some basic properties of our screen GUI now. So ignore GUI insets, true, why not? Oh, actually, if we're going to do that, we should probably turn off the core GUI as well. So if we get starter GUI, in-game get service, starter GUI, we're just going to quickly starter GUI, set core GUI enabled, all false, like that. So we're going to ignore GUI insets. Nice base plate, thank you. Hey handsome, hey Bo. I mean, I suppose I'm handsome. I mean, you keep on telling me that, so it must be true, right? So Z index behavior is going to be sibling. And we're going to have some children, right? So I haven't thought past this part. This is all going to be on the fly improvised UI development. So we'll keep this on the other screen for me so I can refer back to it. Let's just dock it underneath the YouTube chat, just so I can see it while we're working. So where should we start? I think we'll start with the bottom bar. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create another function. These are our sort of like ghetto components, will be functions. Just straight up function calls. These won't handle like cleaning up or anything because we haven't implemented that yet either. This is just like creating the UI right now. We're not focusing on like lifetime of like objects and stuff. That will come later when we actually do components. But for now, we'll use functions. And it should work basically identically for everything we care about. So in the bottom bar, we're going to return a few things. Oh wait, no, we're going to return a frame, aren't we? So we'll return a new frame. Oh, we should actually probably add bottom bar here. Bottom bar. And we'll say props. There. Fantastic. And we don't really need that on a new line right now. So we'll have a bottom bar. So make a new frame and it will be position udem2.new 0010. Size will be udem2.new 100. How large is this thing again? 32. No, okay, cool. 0 and then 32. I should probably put my phone on mute. There you go. Shush. There you go. So that will put the thing across the bottom of the screen. We need the anchor point to be vector2.new 0 and 1, like so. Oh, we need a background as well, don't we? Oops. So we should also sort that out. So we'll say new frame and let's just do size. Why not? udem2.fromScale 1 1. That should cover the entire screen. And children equals bottom bar. There we go. So now if we run this in Roblox, we should have a screen GUI covering the entire screen and then a thing at the bottom, if everything goes well. And of course it doesn't. Why? Don't tell me we've fallen at the first step. Has no assignable property, ignore GUI insets. Is it because I made it plural? There we go. Oh, that's going to be annoying. Should we go for a bit of a larger size just to avoid that? Sure, 400 by 300. So if we do this, it'll just be a bit larger now. There you go. Should we make it ignore GUI insets then, actually? Yeah, I'll get rid of that, just so we don't get disturbed by the Roblox logo. See, what would the plugin widget resolution be, though, or the width, etc.? Whatever you want it to be. I designed all of my plugins to work at a minimum size of 224 by 200. That's like the smallest size they can be. So if I flick back to this Figma document here, this is the resolution I design all of my plugin UIs at, 224 by 200. And the reason why is because plugins can vary in size. Like take this like script window here. Like I can just make this as chunky as I want. I can have it all sorts of dimensions. And so I just choose a really small like initial size and then I roll with it. And that's kind of how I work. So yeah, I just choose a really small resolution. I design at that size and then I let it scale up. So yeah, that's how that works. Bottom bar, position size, anchor point. Cool, that all works. So I suppose we need to define some colors, right? So a local. Oh yeah, we're gonna need to. How are we gonna get theme colors? You know what, I'll just hard code them. Local theme equals. Yeah, because if I was in a plugin or something, I could probably hook into like the Studio API, but I'm not in a plugin right now. So we're going to need to get all of the colors. How are we going to do that? We'll just make some up. main background equals, put it in a state object so we can do themes later on. The color3 dot from RGB 24 24 24. Why not? That's a nice color. Main text will be state color3 dot from RGB 220 220 220. I think that's the same as Studio's text color. So if we do background color3 equals theme dot main background, sure. Ooh, let's not knock the desk. I'm really good at that. And here we'll just do background transparency is 1 because we don't need to see the bottom bar. And this is going to have some children. So if we refer back to the design, I'll just dock it here so you guys can see it as well, actually. That'd be a bit smarter. Why are you like this? There we go. Disable the UI. Just zoom in here. So this bottom bar here is what we're working on right now. We're going to need search box, which we'll say we'll have a position of udem2.new 1 0 1 0. Oh, we'll do 1 minus. How long will this be? It'll be 64, so 68. Roblox really needs a better layout engine for this kind of things, so I don't have to hard code them. Wait, that's the size. Oops. Position. Oh, actually, also something we're going to need here is a UI padding, aren't we? So we'll say new UI padding. Padding top equals udem2 or udem.new 04. Let's just give it some padding. So padding top, bottom, left, and right. I'd like to mention, by the way, this is not going to be reflective of how components actually work. I think I might have made that clear already, but this is a ghetto way of doing it. Just using what we have right now. So it will be a lot better in the final product. Just doing this so we can test what we have. So position, we'll just say from offset 0 0. Suppose. We'll focus on actually making the search box in a bit. Then we'll have a button, which will be position udem2 from offset, or do from scale actually. Should do from scale. And that will be on the right hand side. Anchor point will be vector2.new 1 0. Size will be udem2 from offset 0 64. Wait, 64 and 24. Sorry. Hey, Eltop. Hello, noobs. So we have our search box and our button there. We just need to actually make those components. So local. Yeah, I would ordinarily divide this up into multiple files per component. Now that would be how you actually do this in Fusion. But I just want to test it out all in one file for now. So start with a button. So we're going to need our accent color equals state color3 from RGB, and I don't actually know the RGB for that color. Oops, I did not mean to do that. So if I go to here, what are you in RGB? 0133255. Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm making so many typos, I can't actually see my keyboard right now because the microphone is in the way. So I'm basically touch typing, and I'm okay at touch typing, but accent and then accent text will be a state object containing color3, just pure white. Why not? So now we have all the colors that we need. We will return a new text button, which we'll just keep auto button color on. Why not? It's not going to hurt. So position equals props dot position. Size equals props dot size, and anchor point going to be props dot anchor point. Sure. Background color 3 will be theme.accent, and text color 3 be theme.accent text. The actual text itself will be props.text, which we forgot to specify down here. So say text equals convert. Text size will be 14, and the font will be Source Sans. So is that all good? Should be fine. And for the search box, we'll just return nothing for now because we don't have anything. Let's just test to see if this actually looks correct so far. Did I forget the new? No, I did not. It has a border on it. Oops. But everything else looks fine. So border size pixel equals 0. And I just need to add a UI corner to it. So children equals new UI corner. And I forget what a UI corner actually looks like because it's new. Corner radius is a udim. Okay. Corner radius equals udim.new04. Easy peasy. So if we do that, lovely. So we have a little button there and we can click it. If we do actual resolution, yep, that looks like a button. Actually, you could probably stick on actual resolution for most of this, but I'll just do fit to window so you guys can see it better. Then what I'll do, I'll just copy paste this here. We'll do text box. Now we're going to need a darker color. So we'll say dark equals state .3 from RGB 14. Why not? That's 10 less than 24. I'm literally making these colors up. These aren't following the design at all. So theme.dark and theme.main text. Just remember this stream is happening. Fair enough. Well, we haven't missed much, so search box, say placeholder equals find a class ... And what we'll do here, we'll say placeholder text equals props.placeholder, like that. And we're going to need a placeholder text color, so we'll say subtext equals state color 3 from RGB 160 160 160. That should be a nice little gray. Placeholder text color 3 equals theme dot subtext, like that. And if we do that, it should work, unless I've misspelled a property somewhere. I hope I haven't. Of course I have. No assigned property placeholder text color 3. So what is it then? Text box. Placeholder color 3. Well, that's inconsistent. I mean, it's also shorter, but yeah. I'm not very good at memorizing property names. I only realized this now, but there you go. Text box. Sick. It's centered though, and that's not correct. So text X alignment equals left. That will fix that, but it won't have any padding, so it will look terrible. Yep, it looks bad. And also we need to get rid of the default text. Hello. And also that find a class text is still a bit bright. So 120. Which will be just under half bright. Okay, Visual Studio is not going to update. Well, that's inconsistent, Lamau. Yeah, well, it is, right? Yeah, in the actual like reclass UI, I don't actually use the placeholder text of the text box. It's actually a separate text label which I animate. So if you ever like go to reclass and you click on this find a class field, and you type in, notice how the placeholder text actually animates. That's because it's a separate text label. It's one of those small details that only I would ever care to do. Anyway, this search box is going to need more than just a UI corner. It's going to need a UI padding. So UI padding, like that. Padding left, udim.new, and I've memorized this because I've done it so many times. The padding left is 6 and padding right is 6. Which looks better than 4 for some reason. Now it just looks like it lines up better, even though it mathematically doesn't. Why don't you stream on Twitch? Because fuck Amazon. I mean, also fuck Google, but especially fuck Amazon. And also, like, YouTube is better for development streams than Twitch is. Twitch is better for games. So, like, how many lines of code does Fusion have? Let's find out together. Lines. Count lines in workspace. So if we take a look in just the source directory, we have 36 files, 1,711 lines of code. That's not a lot, actually. Holy shit. Wow. I mean, it's got 161 lines of comments. Oops. I did not want to... Where is all of these lines of code coming from? This doesn't add up. I don't want to count the archive as well, so... Actually, if we count lines specifically in source. Yeah, so 1,711 lines of code. Watch out, Amazon is listening. I mean, they can hear my opinion all day, for all I care. Because it's correct. You too can stream on YouTube, yeah. It is quite small, like compared to other libraries. Like the only reason that Fusion looks big and scary is because it's divided into lots of files. How did you check line count? I'm using the VS Code extension to do it. I just pulled a random one off of the marketplace. I don't remember which one it is. But yeah, so 1711 divided by 36. How many lines? Yeah, each like file on average is 47.5 lines of code long. So there you go. Yeah, 1.7k lines total. That's not including blank spaces or anything. And it's not including all the other stuff like my archives and stuff. So what was I doing again? Oh yeah. Text is going to be that. And so this should be a fully finished text box. There we go. And if we preview it at physical size, that looks fantastic. Why is it blurry? Oh wait, no, actual resolution, sorry. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Cool, so we have got the bottom bar working, and that was surprisingly simple. Like, even for me, like, and the code doesn't even look that terrible. Like, look, it looks fantastic. I might refactor it a bit though. So say props children like that, and I'll move these down here. So now the bottom bar has the children. Wait, oops, I forgot. This isn't old Fusion. This is new Fusion. We need the children property. Then actually, we can get rid of this thing here, and we can reduce the indentation. Pog. It's not half bad. Yeah, it is quite small. I'm pretty proud of how small it is. Like, it's a teeny tiny library, which is good because it means when you include it in your project, it's going to be really nice and lightweight. So, you know, unlike other libraries which just like to take up all of the space. So we got the bottom bar working. We're going to need some bindings. So we're going to set up some state objects here. We'll say local search term. It's going to be state. We'll just set empty string. Local. We got search term, and we don't really have anything else at the moment, so we'll just use search term. So we'll say out text equals search term. So we'll be outputting the text to there. And so what we'll say on change text is going to be a function with the new text. And we'll say props.outText set new text. So now if we were to say search term.onChange connect like this, if we were to say print search term get, so every time the search term is changed, it'll print out something in the console. What experience are we working on today? An experience. I don't know why Roblox is so obsessed with it, but once again, I've made a mistake. What have I done? Oh yeah, comma. I don't. With the whole experience thing, I don't understand why people have gotten so worked up over it. It's like, okay, I get it. Maybe it's insulting to you or something, but at the same time, it really doesn't make a material difference to anything. It's literally a localization file change. I'd be more mad if Roblox did something really stupid, like, I don't know, cut DevX in half, because that would be quite bad. So anyway, if we type in the search field, it should show up in the console. And indeed it does. Woo! Yeah, anyway. So now we have our state here, and it's changing in response to the search field. Nice. Yeah, and I know about the Apple versus Epic whole thing. Like, I understand that Roblox just doesn't want to get caught up in that whole legal struggle. Like, at the same time, like, I just hope Apple loses because Apple is a piece of shit company. I mean, not to say that Epic's any better, but Apple is really a piece of shit company. So they monopolized an entire app store, and they're blocking out developers from using alternatives or even considering using their own payment processors, which is like why, like, apart from like monopolistic reasons, why would you lock out developers from using their own payment processing solutions? Like, especially big developers who already use alternative payment processing solutions that are proven to be secure in other channels. It's just like Apple's like lawyer spin just, I don't know. Anyway, enough ranting about that. Anyway, we're going to make a scroller component now, so we're going to work on the main part of the UI. Actually, I see why we made this children thing in the array now, because we have more than just the bottom bar to worry about. So we're going to have a scroller, which will be our scrolling frame here, which will have some children in it. I want Apple to lose. Yeah, Apple should have news. All companies are pieces of shit. Hard to disagree. Faceless companies tend to be pieces of shit. But actually, there are some good companies. I mean, Roblox is one of the good companies. I mean, like, I don't think I could name a single other billionaire other than David Baszucki who is actually genuinely not a piece of shit. So, you know. They made the newest phone unrepairable because if you replace a part of the phone, it displays warning messages and doesn't enable the features again. Yeah, isn't it like the camera array or something? Like, you know, that bit that people like really like iPhones for, you know, the cameras. Kind of important. So what's going to be inside the scroll children? Oh yeah, it's going to be computed pairs, isn't it? We'll get onto that in a bit. Let's do the scrolling frame first. So this will return a new frame. This frame will have a position of props.position, size of props.size, and an anchor point of props.anchor point. So, say position is udem2.promoffset 0, 0. Should we do that? We'll do 4, 4. Size is going to be udem2.new because you need both the offset and the scale. So it'll be 1 minus 8, 1 minus 32 minus 8. we'll just leave it like that. That makes sense to my brain. But we don't care about the anchor point, so we can just leave that undefined. So if we jump back to the actual scroller implementation, if we just leave it like that, we should have a frame in the upper portion. Nobody is a trillionaire. No, I mean, honestly, thank fuck, because that would be dystopian. That is too short. Why is it too short? Oh yeah, because that's supposed to be a 4, not an 8. So it should be a 36 in total, which works out fine. So we now have a frame up there. So I really did not need to copy that. I could literally have typed that out just as fast, but so we'll have background transparency there. Clips, descendants. Yep, it's going to be scrolling. So now we're going to add 2 children to it. We're going to need a new frame. This will be the scroll track. So what I mean by that is this is going to be the dark bit behind the scroll bar. If you see that here, it might not come through on the stream, but it's this bit. Because having a scrolling track is aesthetic. So the position will be udim2.from scale 10. Size will be udim2.new 0410. Anchor point will be vector2.new 10. So if we do that, then we take a look now, we should have a thing down the side. New superhero action movie, LTOP versus large companies. I fucking wish. Like, if I could take on large companies, like, that would be a bit crazy. Anyway, background color 3 is going to be theme.dark. Border size pixel is going to be 0. And children is going to be a UI corner. Corner radius is going to be udim.new. I've just set it to maximum corner radius. So it should be nice and round. Yet. That's really hard to see. Let's enhance. I need to name my frames. But if I do 255, 255, 255, that's not. What? Why are you not round? Is this just what? Is it physically incapable of being round? This is weird. 1010. Oh, it should be. It's a Roblox bug. God damn it, Roblox. Stop being buggy. Anyway, it works. It works about as well as we can hope for it to work. Oh, we need to set the Z index on it as well. So Z index is -1 because we want it to appear behind the scrolling frame that we are now going to write. Scrolling frame, like so. God, this is really nice to work with. Like, this framework, this UI library is not even done yet, right? I am having the time of my life writing this UI code. It's so fast. It's pretty to look at. Like, I can read this like a book. I am onto something here, right? This is pleasant. Like, I'm having fun. Like, oh my god. That's so cool. Oh no, I'm going to need scroll bar images, aren't I? Oh, what am I using in reclass and everything? I can't remember. Whatever. I'll come back to that. For now, we just need the scrolling frame. Background color free. No, background transparency. Sorry. I don't know why I'm doing this now, but border size pixel is 0. We should define a position and stuff. So position is udim2.from offset 0, 0. Size equals udim2.from scale 1, 1. cover the entire thing. Font size pixel 0. You know what? And we'll jump right back into Studio just to see what that looks like. That is indeed a scroll bar. Why is the scroll bar not going all the way? We jump. Yeah, should be. Roblox, stop being buggy. I don't like it. It makes me sad. But yeah, so I just need to configure that to look good. I won't bother configuring the images because the default image is fine. So scroll bar thickness is 4. I think that's what it's called. Let me double check that real quick. Scroll bar thickness. Okay, so it's scroll bar like that. Scrolling direction. It's Y like that. There you go. Oh my god, I can't type. And should we use automatic canvas size? Would that be quirky? Would that be funky? Would that be fun? Automatic canvas size is Y. I mean, I could use a UI list layout and then just like do some fun stuff with that, but I don't feel like it. Love these dev streams. Can't wait for it to release. But thank you. I can't wait for this to be released either. No, I'm really hyped for it. Yeah, that's it. Do be scrolling though. So it's such a cool little library. I'm really happy with it. So scroll bar image transparency. We'll just set it to 0.5 just so it doesn't look quite so garish. And there we go. We have a little scroll bar going. Woo. This actually looks really good. Like, this UI looks proper classy. And it's not even finished yet. God, I'm so happy with how this is coming along. How long have we even been streaming for? We've been streaming for 42 minutes and we're already this far in. Like, wow. So, children is going to be props of children. Oh, wait. No. Oh, wait. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I'm going to need canvas size to be udem2 dot from scale 00. We don't want any built-in canvas size. So if we were to run this now, we shouldn't have a scroll bar. Yeah, there we go. No scroll bar because there's no content. So now we should be able to say inside the bar scroller we'll have a UI list layout like that. And now we need to create a list of things. Oh, where have we seen this before? Only like last stream. Computed pairs. Hello. So we'll say local class list is going to be state, and it's going to be a table of things. What things do we have in here? So we're going to say part, wedge part, mesh part, wedge part again. Okay. Fair enough. That's a bit of an interesting one, Eltorb, from the past. Union operation. Negate operation. I'll just throw in a couple of random ones to make it scroll and stuff. So force field, folder, special mesh, just spawn location, model, workspace, data model, tween service. Yes, let's convert to a tween service, guys. I don't know, how ridiculous can we get? What's the most obscure? Wait a second. I 1 second. I just had a bit of a mischievous idea. Local studio service equals game get service studio service. Print studio service get class icon. What's the docs for this again? Go to the API. Get class icon. This is just the parameters, the class name, yeah. What happens if I do this? Root is not a Roblox class. Is it two thingies? Root is not, but it is like. 1 second. Because I know it's a Roblox class. Like, it is. I guess it doesn't work. Oh, I wanted a funky result. Like, oh yeah, whole. Yes, let's do whole. Oh, whole. Yeah. There we go. So I have a list of classes. So what we're going to do for all of these classes, we'll have a function, index value. We'll say index class name. Like this, and we're going to return a new text label. Automatic size, we'll just do XY. Text equals class name. Layout order will be index. And we'll just see if this works. Like, okay, I don't trust myself. Layout order. Like that. If we are to run this. Okay, thank you. Where are my things? Do they exist? No. Uh-oh. Why don't they exist? Oh, because I'm an idiot. That's why. That's props to children there. Yeah, I'm definitely changing that when I do components because that's a bit weird. There we go. Look, we have all of these wonderful things in a nice little list. Yeah, it doesn't look very nice, but it works. This is very nice to work with, actually. I don't think I've said that enough this stream, but so that's 24 high. So, oh, we should add some padding, shouldn't we? 04. I think it's called padding. Is it actually padding? Or am I dumb? UI list layout. Yeah, it's called padding. Okay, cool. So background transparency is going to be 1. Position, well, position is automatic. So size is udem2.new 10024. And this is not going to be a text label. This is going to be a frame. And we'll actually comment this out just so we can check that everything is working as it should. I am really hyped right now. So if we fit to window. Yep, that all seems lovely jubbly. So we can set the background transparency 1. Border size pixel is going to be... Wait, no, this is not going to be a frame. This is going to be a text button. Because we're going to need to be able to click it. It's just not going to have any text on it. So... and we'll set the background color. So background... color 3 equals the... well, it's going to be computed. Oh yeah, we're going to need to keep track of which one selected. Woo! So say local selected class. We'll just say state like that. We don't have a selected class yet, but if selected class is class name, then return theme.accent get else return theme dot main text. Sure. Then actually we should also probably do something similar. And this is going to... Wait, this should be a component. So say return class entry. We'll just do that up here. Local function class entry props like that, and we'll return all that. We'll say if props dot is selected get like that. So is selected is going to be a computed return selected class get is class name. What else is there other than computed pairs? Nothing else really. It's just there's state, which stores a value. There's computed, which calculates a value. And there's computed pairs, which calculates a table of values. And that's all there is so far. But that is more than enough for basically everything. Like, you don't really need much more than that. The only reason computed pairs exist is just because it's way cleaner than managing a bunch of tables yourself. So say class name is class name. We'll say layout order is index, like that. So we should be able to so if props is selected, then the background transparency should be that. Otherwise, it will be that. I'll get to the reason why I'm doing both of those as computed in a second. I'm sort of doing a bit of thinking ahead. What else do we need? Layout order. It's going to be prop. This is a bit of a mess, this one. But it's fine. This is all fine. I'll just do props.class name as the text, just so we can differentiate between them. There you go. So you can see we have all the things. And because none of them are the selected class, that's fine. But if we were to say the selected class was mesh part, we should get rid of the duplicate wedge parts because that is kind of annoying me actually. So if mesh part was the selected one, then the mesh part should be highlighted. Hey, there we go. So the mesh part is highlighted in the list. Fantastic. So now we need a click handler as well. No, I'll move this stuff to be a bit neater. I'll move this underneath. And we'll say on event activated. So when the thing is clicked, it is going to be props dot on click, or the on select. So if we jump back down here to where we are using class entry, we can say class name, yeah, order is that, is selected is that, and on select will be a function, selected class, set class name. So now, in theory, we should be able to select things in the list, and it all should work. Whey, look at that. How cool is that? That is pretty cool. I should probably add in a UI padding to the scrolling frame as well. So inside the scrolling frame, whatever children are there and new UI padding. Padding right equals udim.new04. which should make the right side of the list look a bit cleaner. I do realize I'm kind of giving away all of my UI development secrets, but I don't really care. Why has that not had an effect? Oh yeah, UI list layout doesn't play nice with other things, does it? So we're going to have to do that in class entry. Go figure. We make it a bit shorter. It should be left aligned, right? Unless I'm dumb. Wait, what? Oh wait, no. Oh, I'm thinking of an old bug. Oops. So if we turn that to the way it was, they actually changed this behavior. So they added a property to it a while back, didn't they? So it is vertical scroll bar inset. Yep. Vertical scroll bar inset equals always, because we always want an inset. Powered by Fusion. Yeah, this is using Fusion power, guys. This is the future. There we go. Now there's a little gap there, so it looks nice. There you go. Lovely. So now we just need to make it look nice. So we put some children in there. But firstly, we don't need text anymore, so the text will just be blank. Children. There's going to be multiple children because we need to lay out the entire thing. So the first thing is going to be UI corner. So those delicious rounded corners will be udim.new04. So now if we test this, there we go, it's got rounded corners and stuff. Lovely. Uh-oh, that's auto button color. We forgot to turn that off. So auto button color is false because we don't want that. Oh, we should probably do hovering as well, shouldn't we? So say local is hovering equals state false. If properties is selected, else if is hovering, and turn 0.75, else return 1. And then we'll say on event mouse enter will be a function, is hovering set true, on event mouse leave we'll have a function, is hovering will be false. Like so. I'd make the text white. Yeah, I'm getting around to that. What do you mean that doesn't work? Grumble, grumble, grumble. Why are you not working? Because you should be working. If you're not working, I'm not very happy. What? Active equals true? Question mark? Would that change anything? No, it won't. What? Why? Oh dear. If this is a fusion bug, I have no idea how, but what is it? One second, let me background color3.new math.random math.random. And background transparency, we won't bother with either. I just want to see what it's doing here. Okay. Interesting. I don't understand. Hmm. Let's not do that. Let's do. This might be a bug in Fusion. Specifically inside of computed pairs. No. It's not doing it anymore. Uh-oh. Computed pairs has a bug. You see these colors changing? That means it's recreating the instance. It shouldn't be doing that because the instance isn't changing. Well, I think I know what that has got to do with. So all I'm going to do is that. There we go. Now it's behaving. We'll just do to do, or say fix me, dependency management broken. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. That's the first thing that's broken this stream though, which is very good going. Anyway, if we do this now, it should work. It's just that computed pairs might be a bit funny. There we go. Now we can click it and select it. My iPad keeps on telling me that I've got a message from Trey, and that's very not true because I have Telegram open on the other screen, and Trey has definitely read all of my messages and not responded, which is totally fine. But my iPad is just throwing a hissy fit for some reason because it can't manage notifications. Let's darken that down a bit, right? That color. Yeah, because I just have my iPad just off screen charging, and it just keeps on flashing up, just like, you have a new message on Telegram. You have a new message on Telegram. For the love of God, you have a new message on Telegram. I just like, I do not have a new message on Telegram. Stop telling me I do, because I don't. Yeah. Anyway, enough of me venting about how iPads suck. Let's talk more about UI code, because everyone loves UI code, right? So now we need an icon. So we're going to need an image label. That's right. Label capitalization, please. The position is going to be udem2.from offset 44. Size is udem2.from offset 1616. I know this because it is a Roblox icon. So we're going to need get class icon for this. So say local class icon is studio service. Wait, is this a plugin security? No, it's plugin security. Oh shit, so I can't use it. Well. We're going to fudge it then. There we go. Why is that plugin security? It returns image data. There's no reason for that to be plugin security. So it is image rect size. image rect size, that should be .image, sorry. Image rect offset is image rect offset. Will this show a picture of a part? Yep, it will. It looks horrible because Roblox can't upscale images for its life. But background transparency equals 1. Yes, I know, I have a new message on Telegram, it just doesn't exist. Please stop telling me, iPad. Can I, like, clear that somehow? So I literally have Telegram open. I don't have a new message. Shut up. No. Go away. There you go. Anyway, make a big module full of class icons uploaded as Roblox decals. Somebody wrote a bot that did that a while ago before we had get class icon, and it was pretty great. Anyway, so we have a bunch of icons now, which is fantastic. So crisis averted, we can just plug in the values directly. It kind of sucks that we can't actually get the real icons though, but oh well, we'll have to settle. And that should be that for the image label, right? There's nothing we really need to do there. So we take a look at our design again. We're going to need a new text label too. New text label. Position is going to be from offset 60 plus 4 is 20. So we'll say 24, 0. Size, udem2, not new. 1 minus 24, and then 1, 0. Background transparency is 1. Text color 3 is going to be theme.main text. The text is going to be class props.classname. Text size is 14 and the font is Source Sans. Text X alignment is going to be on the left. And let's see where that leaves us. Cut to half an hour and Eltop's beating up his iPad. I'm not beating it up, I'm just swiping away notifications that keep on popping up, but you know, I mean, sometimes I feel like beating it up. There we go, that's not half bad. Yeah, we've made a UI, guys. That's pretty nice. We just need to clean it up now. So find a class. We should probably do something with that search term. So search term.onChange connect function. And we'll say class list set to the search term and then the search term dot test. This will be interesting to see if it actually works at all. Right. Attempt to concatenate table or string. Oh yeah, because I'm a dummy. You can't do this. You need search term get. There we go. Lovely. So we have our things here. They're all fantastic. And we'll say, hello. Oh no, it shows up in the list. Fancy that. Hello there, Fusion Dev Stream chat people, exclamation mark. How cool is that, right? So say, hello there, world. And we can select it and everything. And I don't know. We'll just type the same thing in there. And you can see it's still selected. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. So far anyway. So I guess now we're going to need to figure out why on earth that computed pairs bug is happening. But like, look at that code, guys. We've just made an entire reclass clone with just this code. Like, and it does not look half bad, does it? Like, I definitely prefer this to React code. Like, React would be a lot more verbose than this. And that not only is this nicer looking, but it should also run faster. And I haven't even actually implemented components yet. These aren't real components. These are just functions that I'm using kind of like components. Components are going to be way better than this. Like, components will be able to automatically clean up stuff for you and everything. So, like, yeah, that's basically that. Wow. And also, I think I should probably mention as well, like, say for example here, where you see we're returning a class entry here, and it's all going into a list. In React, like if you wanted that class entry to return like multiple UI instances, you'd need something called Fragments, and essentially what that is just like one component can return multiple UI instances that can then be put in a list or whatever, and it will be laid out next to each other. If you want to do that in Fusion, you literally just shove it all in an array and it will all be done for you. Like here, and then we'll just do, I don't know, new image label, size, I don't know, udem2.from offset 100. Why not? And you'll see, instead of having to implement something like Fragments or something, Fusion will just support this baked right in, right? So you see we've got all these images and stuff, and then we got all these things laid out in the very same list, right? So Fusion doesn't need Fragments. Like, it just works using like your bog standard arrays and stuff, which is pretty pog. Like, yeah, we've just returned that back to normal. I mean, let's just admire what we've actually done here for a second, because it is pretty awesome, right? But look at this. This is a full like UI. You can type and everything. You can scroll. It looks fantastic. You can click on the things. It's like, I would not like be against using that as one of my plugin UIs. I mean, obviously, like the lack of animation is probably a bit of a, you know, bit of a problem, but we'll overcome that soon. Anyway, before we get any further with this computed pairs issue, which I do kind of want to look into, shall we play some B-Hop? Because I want to play some B-Hop. I don't know about you guys, but because of that absolutely amazing success, like... Oh, they made the play icon bigger. That's a bit weird. I don't like that. It looks a bit huge. Okay. Let's see if I'm any good at this today. Ah, piss, I'm going too fast. Ah, okay. Wait, they have ladders in this game? I thought this was source physics. Wow, that's a weird ladder. Ah! How am I meant to get enough speed to do that? Come on, there you go. Got it. That's weird. Yeah, ask away in chat if you want. Like, These platforms are funky. I like these. What? Oh, weird. I placed pretty far behind, of course. This is my first time playing this map ever. I did not do half bad at the beginning, all things considered. Ah, I could have landed that if I had more speed. Ah, shit. Ladder boost? What are these terms? Oh my god. I have so much more to learn. I didn't even know ladders existed until today. Right. Not exactly a staple of V-Hop. Oh, oh yeah, Source, of course Source has ladders. They have ladder entities, don't they? The brush entities. Like funk ladders. Gotta head to bed. Awesome stream. Good night. Love you, homie. Yeah, have a great sleep, man. Take care, yeah? You caught the most important part of the stream, which is that we actually made a whole UI in Fusion. Now the rest of this is going to be like figuring out what went wrong with computed pairs and all of that. I expected a lot more bugs, like, honestly. And I expected it to be a bit more jank. It's actually pretty good though. Come on. I'm not used to source ladders in Roblox. Like, if it was in the Source game, I'd be well on it, but this is not Source, this is Roblox. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! There we go. Don't know how I'm going to do that ladder better. Yes! Okay, cool. I basically murdered my speed though. There we go, that's a bit better. Place 3612 out of 8529, so 3612 out of 851, or 8529. 3612. I'm in the top 42%. Nice. Thought you were ending a stream for a sec because I couldn't see the chat, lol. No. I'm not going to end the stream, like, what? An hour after it's started. I want to do other stuff too. Like, just I'm taking a bit of a V-hop break right now. Also known as procrastinating. Ah, shit. I like this game too much. God damn it. Okay, that was a bit of a... I don't know what I was doing there, but... Like, here's the thing, right? The first time I played V-Hop was at the end of this, like, the first Fusion dev stream, because Trey got me to, like, try it out, and I was just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Looks cool. It's now taken over my life. Like, I play this, like, every day. God damn it, Trey. Can you all doors to blocks? I'm not adding stuff to Blocks Classic because Blocks Classic is no longer in development. Blocks Survival, however, will have doors because doors are pretty important. Right. If you want to follow the development of Blocks Survival, make sure to be in the Blocks Discord server because that's where I post about it. I'm not working on Blocks Survival at this very moment in time because I'm working on Fusion, obviously, but Fusion will be used in Blocks for all of Blocks' UI, which will be a nice stress test. Oh, come on, that was bullshit. But yeah, no, I'm not adding stuff to Blocks Classic because Blocks Classic is legacy. So I'm not working on Blocks Classic anymore. That's old. No. Block Survival is the new code base, and it is significantly better. In every single way, it runs better. like it can actually run on phones, which is crazy. It scales to like device performance and everything, which is fabulous. And also, it's capable of more, has infinite terrain generation, it will have survival mechanics and everything, obviously, hence the name. Can you get the link to Block Survival? No, because it's still in development. But if you want a link to the Blocks Discord, which might actually be what you were actually asking for, because I'm a bit of an idiot. Oh, Jesus. Wasn't expecting to die on stream, but... join our community server. There you go. That's the Blocks Discord link. Hey, there we go. Yes! Nice. Nice. Lovely. Awesome. Just need to figure out how to not kill my velocity on that ladder. Oh, that was beautiful. I maintained all of my speed through that. I just wasn't expecting to actually land that. Yeah. Yeah. Like, whenever somebody asks me for, like, link in the context of Block Survival, like, 99% of the time it is literally they're just asking to play Block Survival. Which is why I sort of have that automatic response. Just like, no, you can't have the link. It's still in development. No. You would not believe how much people want to play Block Survival. Me included. Here's the thing, right? Like, when I work on these projects and I tell people, oh yeah, you can't see them yet because they're not done. It's like, the thing is, you think you want to see Block Survival, right? Because it's sort of like, yeah, I want to see Block Survival. I want to play it now. I don't care whether it's not done. Until you realise there's nothing there, and you've literally just got the worst first impression of blocks ever, and that's just going to sour your entire experience of the game forever, right? It's like, it is worth waiting for games. And AAA game companies have yet to realise this. That instead of crunching your employees, work on making a better game so that you have a better first impression, right? I'm not going to beat my time, I don't think. Yeah. It was close though. We'll get up the speed gauge. Oh, piss. That's not the door, that's the wall, silly. Ah, ooh, that's a bit too extreme. Ah. Focusing too much on gaining speed and not actually where I'm going. Ah! Ah, I need to go straight for that one. Ah. Oh, this is quite fun, actually. It's frustrating, but it's fun. It's like fun-strating. Ah, okay, whatever. Let's get back to the code. God, the whole experience thing is really weird. I don't know. Who's friend requesting me? Oh, Jed. Sure. Nah. Anyway. Well, we don't need the thing right now because it's not working on that. Because we've made the UI, we just need to figure out what's going wrong here. So if we set it to true, we won't be able to hover over things anymore because it'll be doing weird things. Yeah. That's a bit funky. When Block Survival is kind of mostly done, can the early access players of Blocks get early access to Block Survival? Because due to we don't have a special version anymore because the Block Survival will never be updated again. S Survival C Classic. Block Survival is getting updated because that's in development. That's kind of the definition of being updated. But Blocks Classic isn't being updated. I think is what you meant. But yeah. I plan to give that. The original plan was to give early access players for Blocks Classic early access to Blocks Survival, like the survival tests. But on further thought, I'm not going to be doing that because of what I just said about the whole like sour first experiences sort of thing. So I don't want survival test to be your first impression of Blocks. But what I will do is I want to give early access players and pre-release players free access to Block Survival. So instead of having to pay again for Block Survival, you get free access because you guys are really important, right? Like, yeah. So that Block Survival's like monetization model. I'm not gonna have microtransactions. I mean, at least not at the beginning because there is no real place they would fit. Like. So I'm not gonna try and like graft in microtransactions into places where they don't fit. It's like if there's a place where it genuinely works in both the interests of the player and of myself, and it's not like horrible microtransactions, then sure, I guess. But there isn't really a good place for them in Blocks, so they're just not gonna happen at the beginning. But the actual like the way I'm going to monetize Blocks instead of using microtransactions as a primary income source, like most developers do, Block Survival is going to be a paid access thing. So you pay a bit of Robux up front, and then you get Block Survival for life, right? Which is a lot more of an honest monetization model. But I want to expand on it a bit. So if you haven't bought Blocks Survival yet and you want to try it out, there'll be like a little demo mode where you can play Block Survival for a bit on your own, just like evaluate it, try before you buy sort of thing. And of course, the extension to early access and pre-release players that you can get Block Survival for free because you helped test Blocks. So yeah. Anyway. What's going wrong here? I wonder. If I do something a bit gross, just for testing purposes, local capture dependencies equals require replicated storage.fusion dot dependencies dot capture dependencies. This is very gross, by the way. You shouldn't be requiring modules from inside of Fusion ever. Like, this is just for testing purposes. I'm going to say class entry equals function ... return capture dependencies here. This should fix the problem, but it's not a very good solution, like, at all. So say local underscore cpt return cpt. If you don't know what I'm doing here, I'm sort of like capturing all of the dependencies manually inside the class entry so that the computed pairs doesn't see them. String type children aren't accepted as children in new. What? Oh, I'm not passing the function. Duh. I did not mean to open paint.net. Oh no. Go away, paint.net. You're not needed. Yeah, so we need to pass in local old. Can I type, please? Is class entry. This is just me debugging. Don't worry about it. I'm on this. I'm Baldy 25,000. Cool. Thanks for being an early access player. That's really pog. Yeah, this works now. Isn't premium payouts really good now compared to paid access? Uh, I wouldn't know because Blocks Classic is paid access, and paid access doesn't give you premium payouts. I mean, premium payouts seems to be all right. Like, I just don't really know because haven't ever been able to benefit from it because I don't like uh I don't like making things that aren't paid access because like I want to be reimbursed for my work, but at the same time I don't want to exploit kids. And so paid access is sort of the happy balance that I struck. If if premium payouts are really good, then fantastic, but I wouldn't know. So also, how did it feel when Flamingo made the video on your game? Why do I keep saying things wrong? I meant, how did it feel when Flamingo played Blocks and you gained a lot of players? Flamingo actually wasn't the first YouTuber to cover Blocks. It was actually some guy called like Toxic or something. I can't remember. But when it first happened, I was just like, oh my god, like a YouTuber played my game. That's never happened before. Like it was my first time actually in the limelight, which was kind of fun. Then obviously Flamingo played it, Dennis played it. I got a bunch of players, and I made like 1,000,000 Robux from that entire thing, which was fantastic. I got like thousands of pounds, basically for doing nothing other than just having my game up on the website. I could buy myself a VR headset, which was really awesome. I save up a bunch of money. I still like I'm still benefiting from that. That's pretty cool, right? But I mean, ultimately, like that's all like tailed off now, obviously. But ultimately, the thing I'm most grateful for from that is that it actually gave my name some legitimacy, because I was legitimate in circles, right? Like I had certain like groups of people who looked up to my work and they were just like, oh my god, you're really cool, you're awesome. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, but like that's like two people. So I have no legitimacy in the actual developer community because people just don't know me. The moment that happened, I got a lot more legitimacy because people that recognized me. And then of course, my plugins then took off, and that was a whole thing, which was pretty cool. Ooh. But yeah, so it was pretty pog. I mean, most of my money nowadays just comes from plugin sales, which is why like I'm working on Fusion in the first place, because my plugins need a better UI library. It turns out that Fusion is a fantastic answer for all UI more than just like plugin UIs. But yeah, so why is this broken like that? Ah, I see. I see what's going on here. All right. They know you now. Yeah, they do. It's actually gotten to the point where people like, is it Asimo or Asimo or however you pronounce it? Like the really cool guy who builds stuff and does jailbreak. Yeah, he uses Atmos, and I only learned that because he ended up subtweeting me about how Atmos is shit, and I was just like, oh wait a second, I can make it not shit for you. No. Terry Kavanagh, the guy who made V and Super Hexagon and Dicey Dungeons and all those games, he uses Atmos, which is fucking what? Like, he's one of my game developer idols and he uses Atmos? What? Like, Reclass is the best selling plugin I've ever made of all time, which is fantastic because it is one of my favorite plugins personally. Imagy is not doing too bad. In Command is probably the most cracked plugin, which means that people obviously want it. So people can't stop uploading in command cracks, and I keep sending them to Roblox to get them to take it down because they're bad and they can contain malicious code which will infect your games and stuff, which I really don't want. And also at the same time, in command is not an open source project. Please don't go through my code. But there's like literally the fact that in command gets leaked so often is the one reason why Boat Bomber is not receptive to the idea of adding more stuff like autocomplete from his other projects into in command, because he doesn't want that code out there. And to be honest, that's totally legit, because Roblox's plugin security is shit. Like, Roblox does not protect your plugin source code at all. So that's a totally fair thing from him. Retemplates is kind of a bit of a dud. So is Pick. Like, I don't really care for either of them right now. Like, they're just not really necessary. Like, so I might just like roll them into some other plugin at some point. I have a couple of other plugins in the works, and a couple more plugins that I'm having like ideas about, but I will announce more about those at a later time. Let's see. I'm gonna play Pac-Man while watching LOL. Yeah, feel free to do something else while you're watching that. I'm not expecting 100% viewer interaction, because that'd be a bit ridiculous. Right? Anyway, so here's the reason why this thing is breaking. Like, the reason why is because we're creating a state object inside a computed pairs, which is not supposed to really happen. There's like, let me, if I just plop all that in here, just so we have access to all this stuff. So I'm gonna show you a simplified version of what's going on here. Game is not defined. Your mum is not defined. What? No. Untitled 1.0, sure. There we go. But anyway, here's what's happening. So we have class entry, our fake component defining some state, right? And inside of that class component, at some point, it does a state change. And of course, this class entry is inside of a computed pairs. So it's a local list, computed pairs of, I don't know, foo, bar, whatever. Take in a function, return class entry, I don't know, some random stuff, right? And we'll just make it accept props so it shuts up. There we go. And so what's going on here, if we were to expand this function definition, essentially plop all this in here, right? We essentially have something that looks like that. So what we do, inside of our computed pairs, we're creating a state object. And then we're like setting it and stuff. But the thing is also, like, we use that inside of the component as well. So we'll have like, I don't know, we have our component, which is just like a text button or something. Can't remember, but it'll do something is state get, or have like a computed that gets that state or something. The problem with that is that when you call state get, that registers as a dependency inside of computed pairs. So computed pairs will see that you're using this state, and it'll register this state as a dependency. So whenever that state changes, it'll try and recalculate what this UI instance is supposed to be. So it'll just reconstruct the entire instance. But it shouldn't do that, because this isn't like if it was like this, if the state was outside, then it should do that, right? Because if this state changes externally, then we need to recompute this stuff internally. If it's internal, it shouldn't do that. And so this is actually a deficiency in the current automatic dependency manager. This is a case that I haven't accounted for. It's that currently I treat state created inside of a computed or a computed pairs as the same as state which is outside, like this. So if we depend on outside state like this, then it's correct for the computed pairs to recalculate this UI instance, because this might be different now. If it's internal, however, we don't want to do that, because this state, like, this is not a dependency from externally. This is internal state, which we shouldn't depend on to recalculate this entire thing. because that's part of the calculation of this entire thing. And so we could get into an infinite loop, which would be bad. And also, I just realized I'm not on live chat, I'm on top chat. I'm very sorry if I missed one of you guys' messages. But anyway, yes, that's the problem, and that's going to require a bit of problem solving. Right, so, So how do we solve this? I mean, ultimately, we're going to have to modify how this function works, because this is the capture dependencies function. This is what... So you pass in a callback, and it'll run the callback, and any dependencies like that you use inside of there, this is what captures them into a table. And so what's happening here is this is incorrectly capturing dependencies made inside of the callback. So this is capturing this as a dependency when it shouldn't. However, if it was here, then it should, but because it's defined internally, it shouldn't do that. I don't know if I'm clear about... I don't know if I'm being clear about what exactly this is doing, but hopefully you understand, and if you don't, then just like try and follow along. So what I'm ultimately going to need to do, because right now use dependency here, so this is what's called to add a dependency internally. This shouldn't happen. State that is defined in the same like scope, I suppose, or like something like that. I don't know. This is a real tough problem. Cause we need a solution that works generally, and that's not easy. That a specific solution simply doesn't work here because this is a very general abstraction. Huh. Okay. So basically what we're asking here is that when we create a state object here, like, wait. Oh, I'm confused. Oh god. I'm the guy running this stream. I shouldn't be the one who's confused. Oh no. Huh. Okay, so if we create the state object in a higher level scope, then we call computed pairs and we use it inside. That should be protected as a dependency. However, if we call computed pairs, we create the state, and then we get the state, that shouldn't register a dependency because the constructor and the getter are at the same level in terms of dependencies. Okay. So how do we do that? Okay, so... Oh, that's a really hard problem, Jesus. I'm just trying to think how to best architect that. How many people are even watching? 11 people, Jesus. Wow. I guess 8 p.m. is the right time to stream, but... I mean, firstly, we're going to need a new function, aren't we? So instead of use dependency, this is going to be define dependency or init dependency. I'll go for init dependency. It's kind of what it's doing. Dependency. That's a typo. Oops. Target set specified by capture dependencies. This will add the given dependency to the target set. Well, that's wrong. So if a target set was specified by capture dependencies, this will register the given object as this will register the given object as being defined within this will register the dependency with that target set such that any calls to use dependency, this is a really bad comment, such as any calls to use dependency within the same context won't attempt to add this object as a dependency. Or higher. I mean that's correct. It's just not a very clear comment, so I'm definitely to do reword this. It's technically correct, but it's not great. Then we're going to need init dependency. You know, I'll just try and make it work for now. I'm not going to worry too much about optimization. I can do that off stream, because that's not very interesting work. Got a notification on Twitter. No, don't open my uni profile. 9 notifications. Biometric is super sketchy to me. It treats over two behavior, decent in object, and as your property UFA. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Okay, so how do we need to add more state, more global state, which is terrible. So target now. What are you studying at uni? Oh, I'm studying computer science. So I'm studying programming and like the theory of computers and stuff like that. There's a couple of related fields in there as well. Like I've done a bit of electronics, like electrical engineering, which is fun. Well, it wasn't very fun. It was horribly mismanaged and ended up stressing me out to high hell. But electronics is cool. It just wasn't very cool at uni. But we've done so much stuff. It's that I haven't really learned much by going to uni, which is like flex. I'm so smart, big brain boy. But I haven't learned much because I already knew basically everything. So I'm not sure if it's a good idea to continue. But I'm still having a good time. Like on the whole, uni is not all that bad. It's just a bit creatively draining sometimes. So yeah, that went off into some other place, didn't it? So target is nil. Previous target is nil. The same type as this. I think previous would be that. Hmm. Hmm. I don't want to use metaprogramming for that though. Ooh. But what I'm trying to do here, like, I'm gonna have a table. Obviously, there's going to be a table called initialized. And that's going to be a set of dependencies of any type. And it'll be optional because we don't actually need to do that. But basically what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to keep track of all of the dependencies that are initialized like in the same context as they're used. Because if you initialize a dependency and then you use it right after, that shouldn't count, right? Because you created internal state, right? Like it should count if you create a dependency, you go into a different context and then you use it. Like that should count. Because like you're using an external dependency, which means whatever context you're in will be interested to know about that. But the context you're in shouldn't have to care about dependencies you create inside and then use. Like, so I'm just trying to figure out what. Hmm. Yeah. Current target dot initialized equals a new table. I don't like the fact that I'm creating a new table there, but oh well. It will have to do. Local previous initialized equals current target dot initialized. The thing is, I can't use the index method on that because that's not because like 1 second, I need to message my roommate to tell them to not be noisy in the kitchen because otherwise it will come through on the stream and I don't want them to violate their own privacy. Uh, don't be too loud. Don't want you to be picked up by my mic on stream. Lol. Cool. Yeah, I don't want them to inadvertently just broadcast themselves to the entire world doing something embarrassing. I mean, I don't really mind them being loud. It's just that I don't want them on the internet without them knowing. Hey, can you add me to early access in the Blocks Discord? Rover should do that for you. So if you verify yourself with Rover, then it should add you to the role automatically. And if it doesn't, then just give it a prod, and it should update it for you. And if it doesn't, then I'll do it manually at some point. So anyway, use dependency. Then target set is not nil. And current target dot initialized dependency is nil. This will fix it in this case, but it won't fix it in all cases. Initialized set. I should probably call that initialized set as well there, but nobody cares. Anyway. Will this work, or will this crash and burn? It will crash and it will burn. Why? Attempt to index nil with table. Use dependency 13. It shouldn't be. Current target initialized is that capture dependencies. Yeah, that should be fine. What? Yeah, because if target's not nil, then initialize set is not nil. What? Oh god. Yeah, let's just run it again and hope that it works. Of course it doesn't, because we still need to fix the problem. Woe is me. Use dependency 14. So initialized is nil. What? Why is it nil? Print target set initialized set. Oh dear. Yeah, that's very not okay. So why is it doing that? Because that should be impossible. Oh, it's the unit tests. Oh dear. Okay then. So we do need to. So if initialized set is not nil and that, then oh wait, we can simplify this. Say if target set is not nil and initialized set is nil, or alternatively, if it's not nil, then we can check for was it defined in the same scope. Yeah, that's a bit more sensical. And then that should work. And if it doesn't work, then screw me. Try joining the Discord, but when I verify, it thinks I verified on a different server. Good question. I don't know. Yay, that works. There we go. Fantastic. Good. Okay, so that works now. Fantastic. We just need to extend that. I'm gonna say to do. Make it work with higher contexts. Because right now it doesn't. It only works with the current context because that's what it's been defined to do. I tried doing Discord, but when I verify, it thinks I've verified on a different server. Yeah. But yeah, could you provide more information? Like, what other server does it think you verified on? Because that definitely shouldn't happen. And if that is the case, then that's a bug in Rover. All development says bye. See ya. Have a good one. Let me just check Discord for you. Because never in my history of being on the Blocks Discord has that ever happened. Discord is changing their look. Fantastic. Hmm. Okay, yeah, that's a bit interesting. It's not replying to you, is it? Fair enough. That's a bug in Rover. You might want to get in contact with the people who actually manage that. So on the Azure Mines server? Yeah, that's a bug in Rover. So let's see if there's any issues about that. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. You're try and get in contact with the people who work on Rover. So I'll be Ivira. If you get in contact with them, uh, they might be able to help you out a bit because uh, that's a bug with Rover, not with anything I've written. So I'm not familiar with that code. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, we can get rid of this code. Let's get rid of the actual file. There we go. And this all works fine now. So all I need to do is make it work in higher contexts. Wait. It's not working again. But it was working a second ago. Wait, no, that... Yeah, that's because I actually wasn't calling init dependency. Why am I so dumb? Why is my voice going? I haven't been speaking that much. God, that was a really dumb error, though. Whenever I create a dependency, I must init it so that it knows it's been created. Fantastic. And computed pairs is not a class, it's a function, so it doesn't need that. Please work. Yeah, it works. Hopefully not by chance. If it works by chance, I'll be very sad. But there you go. Got another Twitter notification. It's just people who have notifications on for. Yeah, so that all works now. That is surprisingly functional. I don't really have anything else to do. Like, we've only been streaming for 2 hours. We've already got through everything. Like, the only thing I need to do is just extend the thing to higher contexts. And then just, like, do a bit of optimization work, I suppose. Other than that, wow. It's like, I don't think we're going to be going for 4 hours today. I think we're going to end early. Like, so now comes the problem. How on earth am I going to make it work for all cases? Hmm. Because here's what I'm talking about, by the way. So, say for example, we create a state object here, local state equals state, and we have like a computed here, and inside of this computed, we use the state, right? How many people? 12 people. Hmm. So this right here, because this state was defined externally to this computed, this should be registered as a dependency of the computed. In other words, the computed should recalculate its value when this state object changes, because it detected you're using it inside the computed. Now, let's put all of this inside of another computed, right? Let's just say this computed returns another computed because we're very meta like that. So this state here, it's still registered as a dependency of this computed here because it's external to this computed, right? This computed depends on this state, so this computed should recalculate its value when this state changes, right? Makes sense. But this state here is not a dependency of this computed because it's not external. When this state changes, this computed should not recalculate its value, right? This computed should stay the same because it doesn't need to recalculate. However, what if we did something even funkier, right? Let's say local state equals state down here, or not even local state, we'll just say that. And we'll make this a computed. And then we return state get. Like, this is one funky example, right? Like, we forward declare the state like ahead of time. And then we define it inside of a computed, which is in a lower context, if you think about it. This is deeper because it's inside two computeds now. Then return state get here, well, because these have been defined at the same level, right? They're in the same computed. This won't be added as a dependency to this computed. However, we're now in a bit of a pickle, right? Because we get the state object here. And the state object, it's not defined at the same level. The state object is defined at a lower level. But the code right now would still like add this state as a dependency of this computed, even though it's not external. This state is internal, it's just a bit deeper down. And so what we really need to figure out is, when we construct a state object down here, how do we communicate to this whole computed context here that this state is internal and we don't add it as a dependency? Which is a bit of a difficult problem to do without grossly abusing tables. And I don't want to do that because that's slow. So I just want to find a nice, easy solution. Can we use function composition? How expensive is it to declare a function? Let's test it. So, local function bench f, I'll say nf. Local start equals os.clock f n print, what was it, local fin equals os.clock, local dir equals fin minus start, local dir ms is dir times 1000, print math.floor dir ms times 100 divided by 100 milliseconds, and then actually dir needs to be divided by n. It's just a simple benchmarking function. So we'll benchmark 10,000 runs of local X is that. So how fast does this run? 0 milliseconds. Oh god, it's optimizing it away. Oops. Please do not. Local X. X equals thingy. Equals, How do we stop it from? Should we just slap a few more on there? Ooh. Okay, there we go. Now we got some duration. That might have been a mistake. Why am I like this? Please start responding. Do you love me? Especially much? No. Damn it. Of course it's not going to show in milliseconds. It's microseconds. Or even smaller than that. Well, how are you guys doing in chat? Are you having a good time? Because I'm having a fantastic time. How many people are there? 11 people, okay. Why am I an idiot? Fine. I accept fate. I mean, I haven't lost any work. Right. It's just a bit of a piss take, isn't it? Like when studio crashes. Alright. Oh, that's a big loading place. Alright. Can we play blocks for a bit? I'll consider it. How often do you save? Well, I mean, I don't save in Roblox Studio. I just use Roblox Studio for testing because I'm using Roho. All of my code is saved externally to Studio. So, yeah. Just got tea, so doing well. Ooh, that sounds quite nice. I think after this stream, I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to see if there's anything else going on, and if anyone else is streaming, I might jump into their stream. If nobody else is streaming, I'll just binge YouTube, b-hop a bit, work a bit on Fusion, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, this is... See, all of you guys who don't use Roho and just like, oh, I don't need Roho. Like, this is why you need Roho. Studio is not reliable. Mainly because the people using it aren't reliable, but let's not talk about that. Let's just rewrite all that code. NF local start. Like 99% of the reason I don't like Studio is because of user error. Let's be real. Fn fin equals os.clock. Dir equals fin minus start divided by n divided by 1,000 divided by 100. Well, times 1,000. Sorry, times 1,000 times second 1 microsecond in seconds. There you go. What do you mean? I'm a professional developer. I Google everything. Print math.floor dir times 100 divided by 100 microseconds. And so now we'll just do benchmark 10,000 thingies for a equals on n. Do local x is that. So did it actually optimize away, or was I just being a dummy? Incomplete statement. Ooh, yeah. 0.14 microseconds. Why did that make you go down? Okay, so that's pretty fast. What do we say local function x? Like that. Roughly the same. Interesting. I didn't expect that to be the case. I just have a habit of saving every time I change something. Yeah, well, I mean, I do that with VS Code, but the thing with VS Code is that it's way more reliable, so it basically never crashes. Mainly because it's only editing text, it's not doing all the rest of it. No, it's not running code, it's just editing it. I just prefer it like this, I suppose. So we could use function composition to do it. So let's do something funky, guys, shall we? Use initializer equals. So what we're going to do, we'll call previous init func equals current target.init func. Init func. Current target.init func equals function previous init func. So local initialized set be that. This is a very weird solution. I don't know why I'm doing it like this, but we can do it like this, so let's do it like this. And then current target init func equals previous init func. Wait. Could I use metaprogramming for this? I could use index, couldn't I? No, I couldn't, because index works the other way. Index goes down, not up. Function composition goes up. If you save the place to the file, you can save quickly with Control S, save the place to file. Yeah, I mean, that's how I worked before Roho. Like before Roho, I would save everything locally and then only publish from like a place file. With Roho, I don't even need to do that. I write text into files, and then I can just hot load it into Roblox Studio. So if Roblox Studio goes down, there is literally zero chance of my code being lost. So like, the only thing that could make my code get lost would be if my external hard disk failed, or if VS Code crashed, which doesn't happen, or if Windows crashed, which didn't happen much. Like yeah, this is just way more reliable than Roblox Studio will ever be, just by virtue of not being Roblox Studio. And then we do init func. Init func. This will obviously have the function call overhead though. Will this work? Be interesting if it did. Attempts to call a nil value. Capture dependencies 23. Oh yeah, it didn't include a base condition. Oops. Do we even need the initialize field then? No, just need init func. that's very fun to say. So let's say this is a types.dependency any to nothing optional. I've used it before, but only with Error Game Framework. Haven't figured out how Roho works on its own. When you figure it out, it's pretty simple, but I can't really explain it to you. I'm focused. Wait, we do need the thingy, don't I? Oopsies. Oopsie poopsies. Let's fix our little fucky wucky. There we go. If previous init func is not nil. Yeah, this is a very odd way of doing it, but I'm gonna roll with it for now. If it works, then I'll replace it later. Yeah, it works. Hell yeah. Awesome sources. Roho also becomes a necessity once you start working in teams, at least in my opinion, as it then allows you to use version control solutions like GitHub. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, one of the reasons I'm using this for Fusion is because Fusion is going to be hosted on GitHub. And so if I use Roho with Fusion, then it means I can easily interact with the repository. I also use Roho for block survival just because version control is great for like single player projects, I suppose. But single player projects. Yeah, that Roblox Studio is a game, guys. But let's play Roblox Studio. That was a bit of a daft thing to say. But yeah, it's just like, even though I work on block survival on my own, I still use GitHub because it's fantastic. I can just like revert changes that I don't like. And I can use branches and stuff, and I always have like a playable version of blocks at any time, which is great if you want to demonstrate it to someone. Yeah, so anyway, this interesting as hell solution using function composition does actually work. So it works with all that stuff. So this now, if we do this, oh, I mean, that's not really going to do anything, but basically this will work. It'll detect the dependencies correctly now. At least in theory. If it doesn't work, then I might just end up binning the entire automatic dependency management thing entirely. Experience. Yeah. Anyway. God, we're only 2.5 hours into this stream. And yet, we have all of this. Look at all of this stuff. We didn't even need to use ref. Like, I specifically made this ref thing for this stream because I thought, oh yeah, that's definitely going to come up, right? No. Like, it just didn't come up. I thought we were going to need it. But we just built this entire UI using everything that we already had. It's like, wow. So I think it's safe to say Fusion is very well designed. I had a blast working on this UI, right? This was beautiful to make. And look at this. Look, props children. That it could be an instance. That could be like a computed pairs. It could just be a straight up computed for all we care. Like, it could be an array of things. But because children are defined recursively, we can literally just drop it in here and it works. Like, how beautiful of a solution is that? Like, when I have a dumb idea or solution, branches are my best friend. Yeah. I don't actually have Fusion under version control yet. Like, I have a repository on GitHub for Fusion. I just haven't connected it to VS Code because I'm a bit lazy. But yeah, branches are great for dumb ideas. But anyway, so I'm currently working on like dynamic liquids in blocks, right? And that's on a separate branch. I just had like a random dream last night where liquids was just fully implemented. It's such a nerdy dream. It's just like I booted up blocks and I was just like, wait a second. The liquids are working and they're all being meshed correctly and the textures are tiling perfectly. Oh my god, I didn't even realize I did this. When did I do this? Wakes up later, realizes it's a dream. Oh, piss. I still have to work on it, don't I? Yeah, that's a very weird, random, and not really called for story, but there you go. So when I have really nerdy dreams, it's really funny. I don't have them often, but when I do, it's fun. I might have dreams about fusion at one point. I haven't had any yet. But anyway, I think that's a wrap for this stream. I can't think of anything else to do. Like, so I could get started on working on like components and stuff, but that's going to need a bit more planning. So I can't really do that this stream because I haven't planned it out. So I don't really have a plan for like what components are actually going to end up looking like yet. I need to think about it more. Because like if I did know what I was going to do precisely with components, then I would totally do it this stream because it really fits in with what we were doing here with all these functions and stuff. But aside from components, like, I could work on like some animation stuff. But like I don't really want to work on animation stuff right this instant. I still want to like again think about it some more, just like get some more solid design down for it. And like we've fixed all the bugs, all of the bugs that we like encountered in this entire process. I genuinely thought there would be like a million bugs that we'd need to fix. So like, the developer experience is fantastic. I love it to bits. We just need proper components so we can do more proper component stuff. Then apart from that, it's like that's literally like the entire to-do list of Fusion right now. Like that's how close we are to finishing the first like release version of Fusion, right? How exciting is that? Like, I had a good dream story. I went to bed stuck on a problem. Waking up the next morning, having found the perfect solution scribbled down in crayon on the book sitting next to me. God, I've never done that. I wish I'd done that at some point in my life. I've never, like, I don't really do things in my sleep, at least not that I'm aware of. I don't think animations are needed that much. Anyway, animations are 110% needed. Like, so look at Atmos, right? Atmos is chock full of animations. Like you hover over all these different skyboxes and stuff, and they have nice little like animations here. You open the filters menu, it slides in. It's all like fades and stuff on all of these buttons. So I would just like turn on a bunch of these, clear all, fades out. And then you preview one of these skyboxes. Scrolling is kinetic. This is a kind of physically based animation. It's not like proper like spring based or anything. It's just like this is like kinetic scrolling that you might find in like a really shitty implementation of like a phone UI. But yeah, like animation is fantastic. Like obviously Roblox has the smooth scrolling and stuff. It just makes everything so much more fluid. And that, yeah, like if I go to in command, if I pop it out quickly. So let's say I want to like clear out all this stuff. I mean, I'll save it first. But like, look, the save menu is all animated. I'll call this benchmark. I don't know. Let's like write some stuff. Do you want to erase it? It's all animated. It's all nice and fluid. Like, obviously I can't really animate the popping in and the popping out of the widgets, but if I could, I would. Animations are super important. Are you going to redo any of your plugins with Fusion? Absolutely. I'm redoing all of my plugins with Fusion. Like, because here's the thing, right? I want to update Atmos to be like the all-in-one like stop for like lighting and environments and skyboxes and stuff like that. So I have a big feature update like planned out for Atmos where you'll be able to like add clouds and atmospheres and you'll be able to configure lighting settings and everything. And like in command, I want to redo a lot of in command to make like the script experience better. I want everything to be a bit more like organized in the UI. And for reclass, like I want to add like options to like the menus and stuff so you can like properly like so you can get more control over how it recommends stuff to you. And Imagi doesn't really need much work because it's a simple plugin, but like Imagi, like it could do with a bit of a touch up maybe. And for all of these plugins, by the way, that I've been working on the plugin design system, which all of these plugins share, so they all share a similar design. I've made plenty of updates to that as well to sort of like componentize it and everything, and I've updated a lot of the styling as well. So I want to when I convert all of these to Fusion, you might notice the UI looks a bit different in places. Also, like I've redone a lot of these icons as well. Like these icons you see in the plugins right now, they'll be replaced with the brand new ones. Like if you just look in like the Figma document where I do all this stuff, right? So this is where I've been designing reclass. I have in command here. So this is the new in command design that I've been working on. Got Atmos, which you can see here. It's a bit broken because I messed with some of the colors. And then you got my entire icon set that I've been working on. I don't know why these are here, but like you can see here, these are all completely brand new, redrawn from scratch. And I want to add these into my plugins when I redo them with Fusion. So got all the people, got IO, you've got some VR stuff, got voice chat icons because I'm ahead of the curve. Bunch of actions, so like rename, compose, delete, play, refresh, sync, zoom, branch, share, all that stuff. Got icons for my plugins, icons for stuff like tags, folders, collections, scripts, tables. Got the save icon, obviously. That should really be over here. Let's bit of organization. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, so I got all that, and I'm working on all the components and stuff as well. So we got like text boxes, buttons, scroll bars, sliders, switches, all that good stuff. I mean, even in this file here, I have a couple of other things like checkboxes and stuff that I haven't converted over to this new system yet. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of updates in mind for my plugins UI once Fusion is done. Plugin that allowed people to save lighting settings as profiles would be nice, especially if it saved settings from lighting effects. Oh, do I have some brilliant news for you? Atmos is going to do exactly that in the update. Like Atmos is going to have all sorts of like preset options and stuff. Love to hear your thoughts on Figma versus XD. Isn't Adobe XD like a paid thing because it's part of their like Creative Cloud? Like, why would you pay for XD when you have Figma for free? Like, I don't pay for Figma. I'm a free user. Like, I've never used XD, and like I don't really care because Figma is fantastic, and Figma is so good. I literally don't even need to try out XD because Figma is perfect. Like, Figma has all of the features I need. Nothing I don't. Like, I literally couldn't ask for more than Figma. It's completely free. It has everything I need. I don't need to check out XD because, like, there's nothing it could offer that would entice me to switch. Like, your icons look very cool. Thank you. Yeah, for UI. Yeah. How can I make icons help? How I create an icon. Now, let me demo this real quick. The way that I make an icon, I start off, I have a standard icon size, 16 by 16. So I make a 16 by 16 frame. What icon should I draw? Let's make a shopping cart. I haven't done a shopping cart before. So what I'll do, I'll just slap down something that looks kind of like a shopping cart. I don't know, it goes up like that, maybe. Lips. Like that. And we'll get some wheels as well, I suppose. This does not look much like a shopping cart right now, but it will eventually. Guess we could do a shopping basket if we wanted, but should we do one maybe? We'll make this 0. So what I do, I just get like a feel for it almost at the beginning, right? I just sort of like slap points down where I think they might look cool. That doesn't look fantastic so far, but we'll fix it, I suppose. If I just cut that paste it. Oh, it's converted the things. Oops. Let's not do that then. This is a very funky shopping trolley so far. Like, this is literally how I design icons. I just sort of like play around with it. I nudge it until it looks fantastic. This does not look. 1 second. If I do shopping trolley icon PNG. Yeah, we can simplify this. Yeah, this is my design process. This is how I design stuff. So the cap is going to be square. Round joins? No, square joins. Make it 1 like that, maybe. Today I learned I'm not very good at designing shopping trolleys. We make this a 2x2, so let's make it just a solid thing. I don't know. Is that okay? It might be okay. It's a bit interesting. Yeah. Don't know. It's a bit small for the bounds, but yeah, you get the idea. Like, you get XD as part of the suite rather than 4XD. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't use Photoshop. I don't use Illustrator. Like, I don't really care for Adobe. No, I'm not going to give them Creative Cloud money because it's so expensive. Like the only Adobe products I use are Premiere and After Effects, and that's only because I haven't found any alternatives. I just like pirate them because, yeah, no, I'm not going to give Adobe money. They don't deserve it. They're a terrible company. Yeah, that's a okay shopping trolley. Did a bit of a thing there, maybe. This side, nudge this all a bit this way. This looks pretty nice. I like it. I'm liking this bit more now. That's a bit much. It's a bit tall now, isn't it? Yeah. It'll be fine. We make this. Oh, yeah, I can't make that smooth. Unless I do this. No, I could use a Bezier curve, but I don't really like those. I'm not very good at using Bezier curves. I don't know, that doesn't look right. Maybe I will just keep it like that. But yeah, that's basically how I design an icon. I just like play around with it. This looks very detached though. I don't like that. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Shopping trolley. Anyway, I don't really need that icon, so it was just for example. I could probably redraw it again if I wanted to. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'm basically just stalling for time here now, I suppose. So I think I'll just end the stream now because we've run out of stuff to do. Yay! We've run out of stuff. Like, next stream, what we're going to be working on, we're going to be getting started with components, which is going to be quite fun. And so I'll explain to you then what my big idea for components is, because I haven't fully formulated it yet. So I can't work on it this stream, but whenever next stream is, we'll start working on components. And like components, they'll look very similar to this, but they'll have a few like tweaks that make them really nice to use. Like I have like the vague ideas of how they'll work, but I just haven't really formulated it into a real thing yet. And then once we've done components, then we'll work on Fusion's animation utilities. So that'll be, we'll have a tweenable state. We'll have state, which is simulated as a damped spring. You can have, and you'll be able to have like dedicated like tween controllers and spring controllers maybe. I'm still going back and forth on that idea, but again, this is all like half baked in my head at the moment. So once we've done components, once we've done animation, and then once I've done a pass through the entire code base for like unit tests, comments, and refactoring, optimization, and once that's all done, you guys will have Fusion in your hands, right? You'll be able to play with this stuff yourself. You'll be able to give me feedback, what you like, what you don't like. We're getting close, guys. Like, this is going to be really exciting. I'm already looking forward to next stream. I don't know about you guys, but yeah. So I'm going to go away for a bit. I'm going to work on improving some of the code we wrote this stream, because it's not all like world class as much as I'd quite like it to be. But I'll also go away and I'll think a bit about components so that next time we have something fantastic to show you. Anyway, with that, I'll see you guys in a bit. Let's see. Turns out I used Figma 3 years ago. Totally forgot about it. Lol. Fair enough. Anyway, see you guys. Love you.